time today, San Francisco. It's the day of Thanksgiving. There aren't a whole lot of people thanking anything because of the misery they're in here in the US. But we'll talk about that in the next article. The first one is the Russian company Rosneft, an oil and gas exploration company, has announced a new Arctic oil and gas project starting now. They will be building 480 miles of pipelines. Hang on. Okay, well, we'll try it inside because outside isn't working, just too crowded. Russia's Arctic. What is Russia plan on doing with oil exploration in the Arctic? Nightmarish. The oil and gas company in Russia, they're going to use LNG, which is where they take all the gas that they pump up, they throw half of it away to make it liquefied, and then they transport that gas to another country where they offload it and then lose even more gas in the conversion back to gas. It's such a terribly wasteful way of transporting a natural resource. You lose about 3/4 of it in the process. What a waste. And where does all that go? Of course, in the atmosphere. Where it's turned into a greenhouse gas. So the new project is now underway. Let's look at a map of all the different projects involved in this project. As you can see, it's really bad. There is going to be massive oil drilling and massive oil leaks and spills all throughout this region. They will have to put in 480 miles of pipelines for just this one project. They'll put in a whole port city and 2 airports. But that's not all. Unfortunately, this will add 1 million tons per year to the oil and gas industry. Remember, we were warned over 5 or 6 years ago now that we were supposed to leave the rest of the oil in the ground. No, that's not happening. If anything, it's doing just the opposite. We're pumping oil out of the ground as fast as we can all over the planet, including ONWA here in the US. But Russia is just going bananas with their oil drilling. They don't seem to have any kind of organization against oil drilling up there. I guess nobody knows that all the ongoing fires and heat waves in Russia are due to the very oil exploration that they're doing and bringing it onto market. But again, it's up to the citizens to stop driving so much and using so much oil product. And it's also the corporations for using oil as a manufacturing material. They should go back to the recyclable steel, aluminum, copper, bronze, and brass instead of oil products like plastic. So let's go back over to the US and let's talk some sort of politics. Here in the US, the stock market is soaring, and the reason is because the super wealthy are getting even more wealthy. Let's look at the details. So just since May, the wealthy in the US have gained $1 trillion in wealth because of COVID. But let's look at this picture. Yeah, this is a picture here in the US of food lines, miles and miles long, just to get some food. It's getting so bad here. Over 50% of this country is now in trouble. Food insecure. The lines are growing, the wealthy are getting wealthier, and the poor are getting poorer. But isn't that the whole scheme of the wealthy? But that's not all. Millions have lost their jobs and their health insurance. So there's nowhere to get any health care here in the US. Also, companies are now taking away their COVID hazard pay, such as Amazon, packet company, and meat packing plants are now losing all of their hazard pay. Just for an example of the wealthy getting wealthy, Jeff Bezos of Amazon, since May, made $70 billion. 26 million USans say they do not have enough food to eat at this very moment. 26 million. Yet the wealthy keep raking it in. You see, that's the problem. When you got rid of your unions, even though they were corrupt, the unions kept the job market afloat. because they wouldn't let the wages go down too far, and you'd get bonuses and that kind of thing. But unfortunately, like all U.S. organizations, it became corrupt. So corrupt that people threw them out. Now we need something else to protect the people and their job safety. I wonder if Biden's going to do anything.